saddening to know that students, when they are unable to achieve what they want, they resort to suicide. They become quite impulsive. There is no deep thinking, they are skimming on the surface. And maybe there needs to be a lot of counseling which has to be done. And Bangalore is rated as the highest suicide level. Young students, maybe they are not in the care of their parents. Parents are working it out, everybody is making a career. So the growing up children have been deprived of good quality time by their parents. And in college there may be peer pressure, in school there may be peer pressure.
So I think suicide is basically an action where it's not, I wouldn't call it coward, but definitely it's at a moment of weakness. But for every problem, I think there is a solution. And first and foremost, the individual should identify their weakness and maybe confide in somebody and take help. So taking help is most important, and taking help immediately is very, very important.
Suicide is not a free choice. Sometimes it's a desperate act of freedom from shaming, bullying, scapegoating. Mostly, suicide is associated with depression, anxiety, and sometimes it's also because of financial problems. This is why charity organizations support low-income people with financial assistance to prevent their own religious guilt, as well as the sorrow associated with the loss of a human.
More than 7 lakh people die because of suicide every year. It's just not the younger generation but also the elderly people. The main factor would be unemployment. We could take an example of COVID-19 crisis. So many people lost their loved ones and lost their jobs, and we have to stay isolated and keep ourselves safe. So maybe because of that, people would have felt so lonely and would have thought that they have no one to talk to. But it's not true. So let us take an oath during this World Suicide Prevention Week that we are not alone. It's never too late to offer help, and it's never too late to ask for help.
I don't think most of the people in India believe in mental illness or its severe forms. Firstly, we should normalize mental illness, and mental illness and suicide is a real thing. And it's been stigmatized that people who are suicidal or people who suffer from mental illness like depression or eating disorder or any of that sort are weak. And that brings in a kind of feeling in the people who are actually suffering from mental illness that they're weak, and if they ask out for help, they're gonna be separated out, they're gonna be isolated and stuff.
I think especially among the teenagers, the warning signs could be being very introvert, not being very expressive, being very low, not being, you can see low grades in their academics, eating habits would have changed. So I think these are the warning signs any teacher or it could be any parent could see in a person or in a child suffering from anxiety or depression and then into suicidal tendencies.
Suicide, I think, is one of the most tragic events ever. A life snuffed out too soon. So why does this happen? Let me just talk in the context of students, because that's who I deal with. So for students, I think, in my observation of the last 25 years, it's very important for teachers to look out for those students who are rather quiet, who keep to themselves, or suddenly show some changes in behavior, being too introverted, probably absenting themselves to a point where nobody even misses them. So these are some of the signs that I would look out for. Now, what can you do about these? Okay, so I think it's very important amongst the students to build a kind of a supportive community, like a buddy circle, for example, where each one looks out for the other, watches the other person's back, so to say.
Maybe 20 years back, the friendship, family, I always emphasize on values, because I do believe, a strong value system would put an end to so many issues that the youth face today. It's surprising to know that the youth have everything with them and yet get into depression. and that makes them, attempt such things. I think you need a friend, a friend in your mother or a father can change many things. I think we parents also ought to unlearn many things and learn to be more, friendly with the youth today, and this would put an end to many issues.
The first thing I want to tell is they should not take this hasty decision. Any girl or boy, if they fail or something happens in their life, they should not take this hasty decision like committing suicide and all. First, they should be responsible in taking care of their parents, because so many years they have they were born, they were brought up, they have given for them studies, everything, whatever they need, parents have provided them. Taking this hasty decision in 1 minute is not right. I won't tell my children also, I will tell them not to take this hasty decision. First of all, we should have family together. We should be together in a family. We should love each other and we should respect. And the children, parents should be like friends. They should be like friends, and whatever problem they have, they should ask the children to discuss with them. Whatever problem the children may be having, they should discuss with their parents, and parents also can give the children ideas. And second thing is, the family should pray together along with the children. Both father and mother should sit along with the family, and they have to pray together. And that is the main responsible, the student also. And I think this will be a change in the student. Family, parents being a friend-like thing with the children, and children also with their parents, they will have a change. I think there will be a change in future. If the parents also respect their children and children also respect their parents, we will have a change in